Okay, we saw how the internet can be a huge problem for lots of people. We got an up-close and personal look with Massey. He was dealing with internet addiction. Now, dealing with the problem and overcoming it are two things. To help us overcome our internet addiction, we're joined by a psychotherapist from the UK, Mr. Graham Music. Graham, how are you? Thank you for joining us on the Press Plus show.
Good to be here again.
Okay, let's get right to it. What is internet addiction?
Okay, well, the first thing to say is there's no formal psychiatric definition of internet addiction. So I think it's something that increasingly we're seeing, and we're seeing as a mental health presentation, but it's not a formal diagnosis, unlike, for example, internet gaming disorder is a formal psychiatric diagnosis, but internet addiction isn't as yet.
Okay, Graham, let me ask you a question. Sometimes I myself find myself at night on my bed with the laptop, with my phone. You know, you're enthralled in it, whether you're playing a game, whether you're doing research. How much of that is too much? When do I say, hey, close that laptop, that's enough?
Well, I think one of the difficulties with any form of addiction is it's very easy to fool ourselves and think that, okay, I can have that one more bar of chocolate, that one more piece of cake, that one more, whatever it is that we happen to be addicted to. We see this a lot in the UK with alcoholics, for example, or we see it with overeaters, that it's very easy to be self-deceptive. So what we have to do is try to cultivate that part of ourselves that we can really trust, that knows when we're being self-deceptive.
Very good. Now, Graham, you gave some wonderful advice to our audience. But as you saw on part of the show, we had a special person, Massey, who had a problem with it. Massey was kind enough to join us. Massey, how are you? Welcome to the Press Plus show.
Thank you very much.
Graham,
Thanks for having me.
Massey, Graham. Graham, give Massey some advice about his internet problems.
Well, we can try. I think the first step is, can we work out, or can we be sufficiently self-reflective to watch when it is we have more of an impulse towards using the internet a lot? Because what we find, what I find with many of our patients that we see here who have these forms of addiction, is that we tend to turn towards these things when we're feeling a bit more low, a bit more flat, a bit less happy, a bit more anxious. And at those points, what we really need is some support.
Are you going to take his advice?
Oh, absolutely.
He said he's going to listen to you. Graham, back to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Yep, I'm going to pass it over now to Samson, so thanks very much and good luck with it all.